Rotarians, and welcome to the meeting. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I do have to say that this format is a bit daunting for me, especially after the amazing job Bob Logan did when he headed up the virtual meetings last year. And what would we do without the support of Film Creations? Rick Rose and Steve Keppin's efforts have been paramount for our club this past year. Thank you so much. Today we have our District Governor, Diane Ventura Goodyear. She's speaking about District 5500 happenings. It is always nice to hear about the impact of our district, as well as what is going on in other Rotary clubs, especially since this past year has been so different. So let's get this virtual meeting moving along with the pledge and song.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's inspiration is something I came across that is a little different. It's a series of clips of random acts of kindness showing how everyday people can make a huge difference just by being kind.
Beautiful. Where did he come from?
Well, I found him at the store.
Found him?
Yeah, I bought him.
Oh.
So Merry Christmas to you, Frida.
Well, thank you for I'll never get anything like this, ever. Oh, he's beautiful.
Merry Christmas,
You
sweetheart.
see how much we miss loving somebody.
Absolutely.
We'll work it. What, you trying to get some glasses?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I can't see, but thanks for you. If it wasn't for you, man, I love you a lot, dude. You kept me on the right track. I have a little bit of money. I've already started.
Yeah,
I've already
that's good.
started.
How much you make today?
$11.
You made $11?
$11. I bought a bunch of food. Yes, I'm starting, boss, because of
There
you.
you go. That's good. So how much your glasses cost?
About $150 at Walmart.
$150.
Yes, at Walmart.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you gotta watch 150 windows.
Yes, I do. I'm never gonna stop.
Don't stop, man.
Now I'm gonna get that, and
stop.
I'm gonna keep on going till I get my job, then a house.
How about this? Boom. $500 for you. Go get a room, go get your
I
glasses.
am tomorrow. I'm gonna get my glasses. I'm gonna be a. Oh my God. Oh my God, Mom.
Okay, here she goes.
Open the box. There you go.
And their breasts.
Well, what is it?
Oh.
Heavy, huh?
Harry Potter. And the Sorcerer's Stone. Oh, it's a real Harry Potter book!
You bet it is, sis.
You got my own real copy!
You do.
You can read it!
Oh my gosh, you can, sis. Guess what? You have every single Harry Potter book in Braille now. Are you so excited?
Yes, now I have real copies!
You do.
What do you say? Thank you!
You bet.
Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday morning. Before we go, I just want to say thanks to the many of you who've reached out this week to say that you've liked seeing me in glasses, and some of you have also asked why I'm wearing them. Here's the story. I learned last week that one of my daughters was not wearing hers because she was afraid of what people in her class would say or think about her. So in a gesture of solidarity, I've been wearing mine all week to make this point. Whatever people say or think about you is none of your business. Just be yourself, authentically and unapologetically. The rest will work itself out. We'll leave you now with these pictures of some celebrities who wear their specs proudly. I hope you will share your kids' pictures with me on social media. I will only be too happy to tell them how beautiful they look. So for Mark, Tracy, Ross, Sam, and the entire Eyewitness News team, look at that. Oh, I love you guys. This is true solidarity.
We're proud. Yes, we are.
Oh, you guys are just the greatest. Thank you so much. And again, please do share your kids' photos with their glasses. You know, just be yourself and don't worry about what anybody else thinks, truly.
And now we have Chuck Sawyer. He will be taking a few moments to share some memories about longtime Rotarian Sid Hirsch, who passed away last month.
Many of you may have heard of the passing of Sid Hirsch this past month on December 9th. He passed peacefully at the age of 90. There was a very good obituary in the paper that Dorena distributed as a link in the Tucson, and we'll distribute it again after this week, so I won't go into it in great detail here, but we'll focus more on the Sid Hirsch we all knew here at Rotary. In brief, for new members who did not know Sid, he was born in Shamokin, Pennsylvania. He moved to Tucson in 1944 and attended Tucson High and went to college at the University of Washington, where he met his wife, Marcia, and married her in 1954. He served in the Army and following returned to Tucson to join the family shoe business, which they successfully grew to 6 stores. Sid at Rotary would often get fined in fun for putting in plugs for his business, saying, one, their address, and then secondly, that they saved Tucson souls 1 foot at a time. Sid loved his family, opera, music, symphony of all types. He also loved hiking, running, and biking, for which we all know him best. When I joined the club 16 years ago, Sid was the chair of the hiking committee, which we called the environmental committee at the time. When he was 74 years old, not one of us could keep up with Sid, especially going uphill. To call him a competitive hiker was an understatement. Years ago, he created the rim to rim to rim hike. It's interesting that when he was in his 40s, he actually had a mild heart attack, and he got very active in being a hiker. And he went down to Mexico and saw that people would hike typically in a day what they would hike in 3 days. And the rim to rim to rim is a 50-mile hike that ended up getting international acclaim and people would go to. I think his fastest time was 17 hours up to one end and back to the other. And we, as a Rotary Club, have done now hiking and climbed the Grand Canyon 4 times, 1 time just a rim to rim. Jeff Heath, who hikes with us often, would go with him hiking at Sabino Canyon and at Tumamoc. And everybody seemed to know Sid. Everybody would say hello. And at Tumamoc, he let us know the right way to hike Tumamoc, which is up to the top, back down to the gate, and back up to the top again, and to the bottom, which gave you an honest 4 miles. When we were hiking one time with him up in Catalinas, we were on old Catalina number 1, which is out to San Diego, and it had completely overgrown. So we went kind of bushwhacking down, and Sid said, no worries, we'll get back, And sure enough, we did. It took a little while, but we worked our way back, and he always knew where we were going. Rich Flynn will tell a story of when they went hiking in the Rincons, and it's a long trip out there, and they got to the top, and it was getting to be late in the afternoon, and they were looking, and Rich turned to him and said, you know, when are we heading back down? It's gonna be quite a while. And he said, well, you brought your flashlight, didn't you? And Rich said, why did I bring a flashlight? He goes, well, nobody ever hikes the Rincons without a flashlight. They got back home at about midnight. It was a long day. Anyways, Sid, wherever he hiked, we always, and Jeff Heath will say this, he'd always end up a long description of what we're gonna do, and he said, it'll be fun. And it always was, no matter where we went, where we hiked, spending time with Sid, getting to know him, learning from him. He was just a bright guy. It was always terrific. So I'd ask you to take a moment and remember Sid, and remember his family, and remember how we will miss him here at Rotary, and how he'll be missed in Tucson.
Thank you so much, Chuck. Sid will truly be missed. He was a fantastic Rotarian. And now to introduce our program is Anita McDonald. Anita has been an active member of Rotary since 1998. She's currently a member of the Tucson Catalina Club. She is our district governor nominee, a native of Detroit, Michigan. Anita received both her undergraduate and graduate degrees in mathematics from Wayne State and her PhD in education from St. Louis University. Anita attended the Leadership Institute at Harvard. She is the Chancellor Emerita of the Dubois campus at Pennsylvania State for 10 years prior to retiring in 2012. She is an active member of her community, not only being involved in Rotary, but also the ALS Association. Welcome, Anita.
Good afternoon. I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my best wishes to all of the Tucson Rotary Club members and their guests today as we begin 2021. Your club has always been committed to serving our Tucson community and making a difference in the lives of many, especially our children and youth. This year, you will get to celebrate those accomplishments while raising funds to continue your impact. You make us all very proud in District 5500. And so it is my pleasure to introduce to you today the person who serves as the leader of our district, District Governor Diane Ventura Goodyear. District Governor Diane was inducted into the Sororo Rotary Club of Tucson in 2008. As club president, she presided over the merger of two of the oldest Tucson Rotary clubs, Old Pueblo and Sororo. That year, the club earned a presidential citation. At the district level, she has worn many hats. She built the first district club runner website, which we all benefit from, served as an assistant governor in Region 9, and was selected to attend the Zone Institute as an emerging leader. Diane has been the newsletter editor, the PI chair, an instructor at the PETS, that's the President-elect Training, and is both an Rotary Leadership Institute and a Rotary Leadership Academy alumna. In 2017, Diane traveled to Uganda as part of a vocational training team focused on empowering women. Currently, she serves on the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona Board and the Ride to End Polio Committee. She is also a member of the Paul Harris Society. Now, Diane has taught computer science at Piedmont Community College for 12 years and has for over 20 years been the owner and operator of Computer Nanny. If you want to know more about that, I suggest you ask her that question when you see her in person. She is also a yoga instructor with a focus on health and well-being for all ages and enjoys computer-generated machine embroidery. Originally from upstate New York, Diane has a business management degree from Rochester Institute of Technology with an MBA in technology management. Besides living in the United States, she and Gordon, her husband of 35 years, have also lived in Canada and England. They have 2 children, and Diana will tell you she loves the Southwest. Diane began July 1 as our district governor, and if you've been to any of our district activities in the last 6 months, you've heard her say, think outside the box. And we certainly have had to do that this year, or 2020. So please welcome your district governor, Diane Ventura Goodyear.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your club meeting this afternoon. I realize this is a very different way for a district governor to visit clubs. However, I must say that this year is a very unique year. I'm going to present some new ideas and some new directions that your Rotary Club needs to think about. I'm also going to mention what happened prior to March of 2020. So let's start at the beginning. This year, with the help of my training team, I insisted that the officer training was to be online as videos. The district assemblies were hit or miss, and my reasoning was that all club officers needed training, not just those that had no family commitments on Saturday, or had a Saturday morning free, or had to take an extremely long drive. This was actually before COVID. The training committee decided this was a very good idea. And so we worked tirelessly to get all the training on our district website so that officers could actually take this training. And it was a video, so you can start it, stop it, whatever you needed to do to take the training. Well, then COVID hit, and we were not going to be able to have an assembly, even if we had prepared to do so. So the online training really helped tremendously. And I have to thank my training committee for doing all the work, especially Ann Hoover. Then I saw that the clubs needed to have online virtual meetings. District Governor Ellie at the time and I discussed this, and we decided that we needed to purchase a multi-user Zoom license to help out some of the clubs, especially the smaller clubs. And this helped the district tremendously because we now have 10 administrators who are administering the Zoom meetings. So basically, this means we can offer 110 Rotary meetings in any 14-hour Rotary day. Additionally, we looked at the possibility of doing QuickBooks online. It was a decision that was made, and it has probably been one of the best decisions we have made as an organization. It allows us in the district line to be able to look at what's going on financially in the district without having to bother the district treasurer, who, by the way, has been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Lynn. I'm going to insist, especially now in January, that we continue to do virtual meetings until we can once again meet safely. We should follow the RI guidelines that Rotarians must not feel obligated to meet in person. Embrace the technologies. I know they're new for many Rotarians, but it's the best we have right now to keep our Rotary clubs together. Some clubs had started meeting hybrid, which means some were meeting in person and then some were meeting on Zoom. And also I've heard other clubs were doing Facebook Live. At this point, we need to be careful. As you know, the COVID numbers are going up. I do not want any Rotarian to feel that they must attend a Rotary meeting in person. Well, let's move along a little bit. There is a lot that's positive about Zoom. The first thing is you can invite new members or new potential members to join your Zoom meeting. You can invite someone from the district, from the zone, and even RI. It gives us tremendous potentials. You can give a presentation to your club or another Rotary club. This is an opportunity that we've never taken advantage of in the past, but we now can do it. On the district website, we have names of some of the presenters who will present at your club. Please visit the website, rotary-d5500.org, for further information. In addition, Holger Connect said we must continue with online resources, as I spoke earlier, giving members more time and less driving. So you could have your board meetings or your committee meetings on Zoom. That's all possible now. And I think most of us have been taking advantage of it. I'm taking this phrase from another club presentation, and it said, to have community, you must have unity. From our smallest clubs to our larger clubs, I want us this year to concentrate on working together as a team. Working together fosters creativity and learning. Reach out to other Rotary clubs. Consider working together on projects and events. If you want to get involved in a global grant, this may be the first step, partnering or assisting another club's global grant. Why not look at other organizations that share a similar passion? The Habitat for Humanity, as well as the local Lions Club. It's okay to work together with other organizations. I also mentioned in some of my recent email notifications that we now have virtual fundraiser platforms available for clubs. It's online on our website as well as at the Zone website. At the beginning of the year, last year in January, we had something called the International Assembly, which is an amazing event where everyone gets together from all countries around the globe. And Holger said he had 4 objectives this year that he wanted us to accomplish. Number 1 is we must not focus just on headcount. We need to look forward with new and innovative club types. If our district is going to survive, we need new clubs and new club types. We can look at cause-based clubs, such as environmental clubs. By the way, we are now looking at providing a Rotary club that supports the environment, which is our 7th area of focus. Satellite clubs that meet bi-monthly at different off-site locations, very attractive to young professionals. Zoom meetings that in the past have been called e-clubs, they can now be called Zoom clubs. And even fellowship clubs, such as hiking or cycling clubs. If you have a new idea for a different type of club in your area, the district will be here to help you. We have a very vibrant membership team that will support you throughout the entire process. Number 2, you have to select your members carefully. Communicate with them frequently. Engage all of your members in leadership roles. Always ask your members, what is their passion? And then let them lead the way. And I do believe the Tucson Club does this on a regular basis. Don't think younger members, think members who think young and will think outside the box. Number 3 is continue to support the eradication of polio. And as many of you have seen, the indoor ride was a tremendous success, even though we typically have it during the El Tour de Tucson. Because the El Tour de Tucson has been postponed to April, and we are hoping that this event will take place, we decided to have an indoor ride. And I want to thank the tireless work that your club has done, including Charlotte Harris, who is such an amazing person, on all the work that she did to get the teams together for the indoor ride. Thank you, Char. Also, I believe everyone knows that last year, the Ride to End Polio raised over $4.9 million. And of course, we had the match from Bill and Melinda Gates. Number 4, clubs should hold one strategic meeting every year. What direction does your club want to go? And how are you going to get there? How do you plan on growing your Rotary Club? This is a question you need to ask not only the board members, but also the membership. We're calling it visioning, and we now are setting up a visioning team headed up by District Governor nominee designate Mark Snow. He will help your club with a strategic plan or a visioning process. Just reach out. And I know your club does have a strategic plan, but do review it and make sure that you review it frequently, not only when you're working on it. It needs to be pulled out of that drawer and reviewed every time, or at least a few times in your board meetings. Including interacts and rotaracts is extremely important in club projects. Invite them to your events and meetings. And I know right now that's not probably the easiest thing you can do, but in the future, please consider this. Let them know what Rotary really is and what Rotary does. It's very, very important. The rotaracts and the interacts are our future, and we need to be aware of this fact. What about inviting them to do a how-to social media for your club? They're usually very happy, and they do know Zoom. It's their environment. So do consider that. Now, as many of you may have known, I was the public image chair for 2 years in the district, and I took it very seriously because I believe if Rotary is to move forward, we have to let the world know what Rotary is and what Rotary does. So please wear your Rotary pin and shirts every day. Be proud you are a Rotarian. And then when people see the Rotary symbol, they may just ask, what is that? Or what is Rotary? And now you have a chance to explain what Rotary is and what Rotary does. I'm going to talk about the Rotary Foundation, which is extremely near and dear to my heart. I want you to think about donating to the Rotary Foundation. District grants help our communities tremendously. And this year we have had more clubs that have never had a district grant before perform a district grant. And I am extremely happy about this. I am featuring a Rotary Direct campaign. Rotary Direct makes it fast and easy to donate to Rotary on a monthly, quarterly, or annual donation. You can use your credit cards. You can gain miles by doing so. and you will get a receipt in your email that states how much you have donated. So please consider joining this contest. You'll be seeing details very shortly. You need to set up a Rotary.org account. I have created a video. It's online on our website, RotaryD5500.org. And it shows you step by step how to set up a user ID and password, and also how to access Rotary Direct. It is that important. I know that everyone knows that Rotary International is ranked #1 on Charity Navigator. And if you've never done a Google search, you should do that on Charity Navigator. And you will see that 90.8% of every dollar that is donated to Rotary goes directly toward projects. Less than 10% is spent for administration. You may notice I have a peace pole next to me. This is a little bit of a decorative peace pole. I just fell in love with it. It reminded me of the Southwest. You'll be seeing that other clubs are installing peace poles across their communities. What a statement that is saying about Rotary. Also, Peace Builder clubs are being set up right now, and I know you've been seeing information in the glance on a regular basis. This is a great direction to be going. And every club can choose. It's very easy to be a Peace Builder club. In closing, I want to mention that the district conference has been postponed to the spring of 2021. As you can see, it's June 4th and 5th. Sorry, wrong direction, 4th and 5th. And it will be in the same location, and we're planning on having the same breakouts and the same speakers. I hope by June we can all attend the district conference. So let me end on a couple of quotes that really speak to me. One is by Tony Robbins. Focus on where you want to go, not on what you fear. Another one by Admiral Grace Hopper. The most dangerous phrase in our language is, "We've always done it this way." Well, this year, my campaign was to think outside the box. I want Rotary clubs to do things differently. You have my total support. Lastly, life is about using the whole box of crayons. And on that note, I received an email from Jim Nook. Many of you know him. And he said, "Did you realize that I used the same type of phrase when I was club president?" And so I want to read this to you because it really speaks to me. When I started grade school, I had a box of 8 crayons, and in later grades, I advanced to the coveted box of 64. And I think we all remember those 64 box of crayons with a little sharpener in the back. A Rotary club is like a box of crayons. We can learn a lot from crayons. Some are sharp and just waiting to be used. Others are well-rounded from years of faithful service above self. Some are bright and vibrant. Others are more subdued. Some are familiar, like the blue and yellow that we see in our Rotary banner. Others of crayons have weird names, such as mauve and magenta. They are all different colors, but they all live in the same crayon box. And when they are used together, they can create beautiful things. And that is how we are in Rotary. It doesn't make any difference if it is a box of 8 or 64. Let us just take out our crayons and start coloring. And with that, I want to say thank you so much. And obviously, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, send me an email, and I would be happy to respond. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for presenting to us today, Diane. We have a tradition in our club in which we have our speakers sign a book that we donate to our Make Way for Books library. And today's book is Kindness Grows. We'll make sure to get you to sign that book, Diane, so it can be in our library with your signature. Please join us next week when our speaker will be Rob LeMaster with Make-A-Wish Foundation. Hope to see you there. And now for our toast. In honor of Martin Luther King Jr. and Civil Rights Day, I will share a few of his quotes that reminded me of Rotary. The time is always right to do what is right. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And finally, anybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. So here is to Rotarians for their service above self and doing what is right. Air toast. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you soon.